Well, we're going to do a couple rapid fire questions.
All right.
Ready?
I'm
What
ready.
is your favorite local restaurant?
Oh, Farm Basket.
I agree.
Farm Basket. I mean,
Wild that you said that.
I mean, yeah. I get that we have all these Michelin stars. I love it, right? But the Farm Basket just was my addiction at Bonanza High School, and yeah.
That
And now
just
they have
that,
Farm Basket food trucks.
Stop it.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Oh,
You can order them for your parties at home, folks.
you just took me
Right?
back.
That's the best restaurant in Vegas.
What is a must-visited spot for newcomers?
I think that it sounds weird, but one of the great pieces of advice for newcomers is to get out of town. Not too far, right? Like we do have a lot of really cool places as you go up the 15 towards Salt Lake City, for example. You've got national park after national park after national park, right? The Zions. I really like Brian Head. I'm a snowboarder, even at my grandpa age. And so I think going up that path is gorgeous and stunning, right? But in pretty much any direction, there's all kinds of natural beauty just outside of town.
What's your favorite outdoor activity just outside of town?
It is snowboarding. Actually,
Snowboarding.
yeah, it still allows me to feel like a kid. And I don't have to move too much or be as mobile as I used to be. Yeah, I'm a big snowboarding guy. Whether it's Lee Canyon or Brian Head, those are my two spots. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's a hidden gem here in Southern Nevada?
Ooh. A person who's a hidden gem, I'll give another shout out to another UNLV professor, Dr. Michael Green. He is a historian par excellence, and he's got so many Las Vegas stories. And actually, also totally in that same breath, Dr. Clay T. White, right, who is the
Yes.
voice of the historic West Side. Clay T's storytelling capacity and story gathering capacity puts her at a research level, and Dr. Green's the same way, right? So we have these brilliant voices of Las Vegas who, thank goodness for us, have decided to dedicate their lives to teaching and are in our educational institution. I think those are hidden gems in the form of human hidden gems that are really special that you get to know as you live here.
No, I think that's totally right. And I'm glad that we just honored Clay T. White
We did.
with the Distinguished Nevada
I mean,
Award. It is so well
Absolute
deserved.
perfect,
Yes.
yeah, recognition.
What's your favorite place to unwind?
I really like Brian Head. So Brian Head, once more, is a place that has a population of 100 people. It's 3 hours away. You can leave here at 5 p.m. You get there at 8. If you leave here and it is 115 degrees, you wake up the next morning and it's 50 there. And that's where I wrote my doctoral dissertation when I was at UNLV. It was my getaway place,
Yeah.
my writing place. And it was my quiet place where I can just write and think and engage, a really beautiful piece of nature.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's your go-to coffee shop?
Ooh. Right here next to Blackfire is a place called Founders, which has really cool places to sit. Again, I love to write. I need either white noise or quiet, and the kind of white noise that is the bustling of that coffee shop right next to us here. That's my favorite coffee spot, right next door to Blackfire here in the the southwest part of the valley.
Awesome. I've never been. I'll have to try.
Yeah,
I'll
try
have to
it.
check
It's
it
right
out.
next door, yeah.
All right. What's the best view in the city?
Ooh. My favorite view chapter and story in Las Vegas. Do you remember this? So in 1989 it was, because in November of 89, two amazing things happened. The Mirage opened, and UNLV launched a basketball campaign called The Big Year is Here, which was pretty bold. And the view was it was a picture of Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon on Sunrise Mountain with the strip behind them, and there was almost nothing on the strip. But it was pretty bold because what happened was we launched that campaign and then manifested a national championship a few months later, right? How boldly Las Vegas was that to say before we had ever won anything, the big year is here. And then we manifested it. But the beautiful thing, you can Google this, kids. The big year is here. UNLV, Stacey Augmon, Larry Johnson, and they're up on Sunrise Mountain looking at the whole valley. And so that holds a special place in my heart, maybe because of the way. And I grew up in East Las Vegas. I went to school at Bonanza, but we moved much later in life. I still think Sunrise Mountain is a gorgeous mountain with gorgeous views. And in part because that campaign was really boldly Las Vegas. Like the big year is here.
Yeah.
And we hadn't won anything, right? And then we won just a few months later. And the fact that it happened and that advertising campaign was released in November, in the same month that the Mirage opened and changed everything on the strip, I think is a really cool bit of Las Vegas trivia.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
isn't that
definitely
crazy?
going to go back and look at
Yeah, you
that.
got to find that photo. Gorgeous view of the whole
That's,
strip behind our two superstar basketball players. Yeah.
that's so cool. What do you like to do on the weekends?
I'm a playing and ball game watching fool, right? I had season tickets to UNLV basketball and UNLV football, but also UNLV softball and baseball and UNLV soccer. So I'll tell you my favorite UNLV sport, a total overlooked, underappreciated gem. So UNLV soccer does these great weekend games where they will have the women and the men will both play back to back. And then they have a grill at the end of the field where they're just grilling hot dogs and hamburgers. They also have beer, and it's free. And you can watch two games and two amazing teams. Both the men's and women's teams are powerhouses. The field is beautiful and pristine at Peter Johann Field. And it is one of my favorite weekend things to do on a great weekend, a great sports weekend, but that not many sports fans necessarily take in. But they totally should because you get, free hamburgers, free hot dogs, free beer, and you get to watch our men's and women's teams play back to back with a glorious view of the Strip because
Yeah.
that's one of the many places on the UNLV campus with just $1 million view of the Strip.
Goes back to that fan experience.
That's right.
Even at a college level,
Yeah,
we make sure that we have a good fan
that
experience.
is a good fan experience with
I
good
love that.
beer.
What is one must-do thing for visitors?
I still, again, I'm biased here, but I think that the UNLV Runnin' Rebel pregame basketball show, which was so famous back in the day because nobody did anything like that, but still is kind of a classic. So if you're in town during UNLV basketball season, go see that. If you're on the Strip, there are a lot of great places off the beaten path. But I really think that the UNLV basketball pregame experience is still iconic and in a way that made us famous back in the day, but still is going strong.
Yeah, and I don't want to tell the listeners, if you don't know what he's talking about, I don't want to tell you what
Yeah,
it is
go experience
because
it.
you need to experience it.
Yes,
I used to
yes.
talk about this. I used to brag about it because I was like, your
Yeah.
school doesn't do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
even a school?
It was crazy that there was fire inside, like pyrotechnics inside, like fireworks inside. It was craziness. And like, yeah, sure enough. That among other things, that's what goes on during the pregame show. Yeah.
I would say that is definitely just par for the course in anything that we do. It's
For
going
sure.
to be extraordinary and it's going to be over the
It's
top.
going to be over the top. Unabashedly over the top might as well be on our license plates.
I need a
Utah's
bumper
like,
sticker.
Yeah. Utah, their license plates say greatest snow on earth. That's a good one, right? Unabashedly over the top. Yeah, that's probably ours. That's probably our license plate.
Last question. What's the most underrated perk about living in Nevada?
Ooh. I think, and we've been talking about this, but I think the underrated perk is that you get to be a part of building something, right? It's not something that necessarily draws people here, either as visitors or as permanent residents. But what a perk. And once more, I love cities like Seattle. I love cities like Minneapolis that have these huge traditions going back 100 years and more, right? London, again, 1,000 years or more. But here, it's all new. And so you get to build new things. And even if there is something there, we'll blow it up, implode it, and build something on top of it, right? Just yesterday, we were digging the earth, right? As we were going, we're now launching a new baseball stadium on top of what used to be the Tropicana. And contrary to what people might think, like my dad was really sad when they blew up the Tropicana because his first job was as a lifeguard at the Tropicana pool, and so he was sad, right?
Yeah.
And I said, but Dad, baseball, like
Yeah.
we love baseball, and now you get this incredible new stadium that's going up there in a way that's going to bring Major League Baseball. So you don't get to be a part of that in, again, too many other communities.
And I love that we're bringing in a new experience, a new everything.
Yeah.
But when we said goodbye, we said it in style.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We had a party. We had fireworks. We did it at midnight, right?
Yeah.
We do it up.
Yeah. I love it. Coming or going, you're going to
Coming or
have a good
going.
time.
That's right. That's right.